The graveyard lay crooked on the edge of the desert, fenced with rotting wood and memories no one bothered to straighten. Lara dismounted slowly, boots sinking into dust that had swallowed more names than it ever remembered. The sun was high, cruel and bright, as if it had no respect for grief. She pulled her hat lower, dark hair pinned tight at her neck, and scanned the uneven rows. Some graves bore leaning crosses with half-faded names. Others were nothing more than stones, stacked by tired hands. And too many, far too many, were unmarked. Her brother was in one of those. Elias Moreno, Outlaw's son, fool dead, at 27, with a bullet through his back and no marker to say he'd ever breathed. Lara clenched her jaw and stepped forward, counting rows like a prayer. She had followed rumors across 3 territories, whispers of a botched robbery, a posse bought with silver, a man left behind. Every trail led here. She knelt, brushing dust from a pile of stones that might have been placed with care once. "I found you," she murmured, though she didn't know if it was true. A sound behind. Hurlither, creaking a horse snorting low. Lara's hand went to the revolver at her hip before she stood. The man sat astride, a gray horse, just beyond the fence, watching her like he'd been there longer than the shadows. He was tall, dark-haired, with a scar pulling one side of his mouth into something that wasn't quite a smile. His coat was worn but clean, his posture easy in the saddle, too easy. "He shouldn't be here," he said. "That's none of your concern," Lara replied, meeting his gaze without flinching. His eyes flicked to the stones at her feet. Something passed through his expression, recognition, maybe, or guilt. "It is," he said quietly. "This ground has a way of calling trouble." She studied him more carefully now. The way his hand rested near his gun, not threatening, just ready. The way his eyes kept returning to the graveyard, like it held a ledger he couldn't close. "You know who's buried here?" she asked. "Most of them," he said. Her chest tightened. "Then you know my brother." The word brother landed between them like a dropped coin. The man exhaled slowly and swung down from his horse. "What was his name?" "You already know," she said. Antonio Reyes hesitated, just long enough to damn himself. Lara's gun was up in a breath, barrel aimed at his heart. "You rode with him," she said, voice steady, despite the heat roaring in her ears. "You were there the night he died. If you want to hear the full story, click the title below."